it's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's get into it. So, we start off with Kimmy. She's in her office on the phone with her good friend Andrea, who's an architect. If y'all remember Andrea, she appeared on a couple of scenes with Kimmy last season or a couple of seasons ago when Kimmy was confiding in her about her lack of sex drive with Maurice. But now discussing this new unit she recently purchased with Maurice and how she's going to have Marceau come in. And that's when Tisha walks in all pink with her titties out. And they get into having a brief conversation about going into business together and to make sure it does not affect their personal relationship. I'm like, okay, I have a question. Kimmy, I thought you were going to hire another scout brother to do a project, because if you haven't heard any of the videos or the rumblings about how Marceau don't complete his projects, look them up, okay? Because you see it firsthand. The Scott men do not complete their projects on time. So I don't know why you would go back the same route to hire another Scott brother. Even your own, I don't get that. Why would you do that? And Kimmy is telling Tisha, okay, we're on the same page of not letting this affect our personal relationship. However, as Kimmy would say, I'm annoying because I want a specific time frame and I want things to be done in a completed time. Tisha agrees. Okay. So don't get shocked. Do not take it personal, Tisha. If Kimmy is calling you for updates about how things are going with the property she purchased, are you guys almost done? Because how is it that Marceau can't give you a completed time frame of building that mountain of rocks you want to call Scott Manor, but he can be so ready to complete a project for Kimmy? I don't get that. So you convince me with you saying that the home that you're living in now is going to be transitioned to an Airbnb. No, that's your main home. So you can get on my face with that. But moving on from there, Destiny came in. Tisha was talking about, come on, boss lady. Boss lady where? I'm sorry. Destiny's not a boss at all. And I noticed a couple of things about Destiny this episode. She really wanted to boast and brag like she's that girl, because she was purposefully showcasing name brands that wasn't necessary to me. Like in this scene, she wanted to dress like she got it like that. She wore this very noticeable Chanel brooch pin necklace to make it seem as if she's about it like that. But girl, okay. Then in the confessional, she's saying that Tisha and Kimmy are her girls. They were there for her throughout her divorce. But when were they there for you? When you wouldn't even allow Melody to be there for you, when you didn't even tell her that you were divorced. Now they're there for you with this Moses situation. That's because they have nothing going on. They want to attach themselves to another hot up-and-coming conversation, a hot up-and-coming topic, because they don't have nothing going on. What is Tisha's and Kimmy's storyline this season? What is? They're doing the same exact things their husbands are doing, attaching themselves to the hot story of the season so they cannot talk about what's going on in their lives. And I'm already annoyed that you are just so, oh my God, your behavior is just draining of you trying to present yourself to be this victim of the betrayal that happened with you. It's like, girl, they are married, move on. But so the whole point of Destiny coming into the office was for Tisha and Kimmy to let her know they met up with Sonny to get her version of things. And Tisha felt blindsided that Kimmy didn't let her know that Sonny was coming, because Kimmy did not want to ask Sonny the hard questions without looking messy, even though Kimmy was being messy. She's in no more period. And that Tisha wouldn't have had the same energy if she'd known Sonny was coming. So I think that in this scene, they were appeasing to Destiny's ego, how this is all making her out to be a victim, which I don't believe it was. And Kimmy said that Sonny was there for her when she was on the show. She gave her the appropriate space when she was going through her diagnosis and her biopsies while filming. And it's confusing that while she was there for Kimmy in this moment, hearing that you might have been plotting to take Destiny's man, it's like, girl, what the fuck? Okay? Were you eyeing Destiny's man this whole time? So pretty much just trying to get all the information out. But you don't do that to a friend and blah, blah, blah. And Destiny is like, yeah, I agree. Because hearing that she was let go from the show, and she's sending me, I miss you, sis. I love you, sis. And then she ended up getting an invite from her sister for a surprise party in Mexico. So it's more likely that Destiny created this was more than a friendship. Or this was a friendship more than a work relationship. I mean, as far as like her being let go of the show, when did you hear that Sunny was let go of the show? Sunny said she left the show on her own accord, but then she was asked back by Carlos to produce this season. So I don't know where you heard she was let go. You were let go, and you were only invited back because of this situation. So you might want to thank Sunny for helping you get a check in this moment. But Kimmy in the confessional talked about that from her point of view, the version of their relationship being for what it was sounds more like Sunny's version. That Sunny was just doing her job, being a producer, helping Destiny come up with a good storyline, get herself out there, and Destiny created more of a friendship than a work relationship. But why could Kimmy just ask her and be like, Destiny, are you sure that you guys were friends? I'm I'm just saying, maybe because the way you're trying to attach as if you had more with her, then she's not letting up and changing her story that you guys were not friends like that. So could you have maybe exaggerate a bit of how she was around and how you guys were talking to each other? Like, that still would have been holding Destiny accountable for what she might have been doing. But y'all want to still paint Destiny to be this victim that she's not. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So moving on from there, we end up talking about, did they have a conversation? Destiny says she did receive a text message from Sunny telling her that her and Moses were becoming serious. Destiny was not in the right headspace to listen because she was confused about how are you and him dating. Didn't you tell me you guys were cousins? Stop saying that, Destiny. They didn't tell you that. That's not what they told you. They told you that they realized that Moses was close friends with someone in her family. And they probably joked and said, girl, we might be related. You took it and ran and made it seem as if they are kissing cousins at this point, which I don't believe. So stop doing that. So she immediately blocked Sunny and did not hear from her. So Tisha ends up bringing up Mel. Why? Because she likes to talk about Mel. So now they're saying that Mel defended Destiny when it came down to the situation with Sunny and Moses because she believes that Moses do owe Destiny a conversation because they've known each other the longest. In this confessional, Tisha talks about Destiny has a lot of problems right now. Are we going to talk about her first arrest? Because that's a problem we should discuss. But then she kept on by saying, I want to keep her in happy spirits. So I'm not going to tell her that Melody insinuated that Destiny slept in Martel. Because she's going to be in a whole mood if I was to bring this up. You made a point to not tell her in that scene though, Tisha, but you made a point to bring it up in your confessional. Why? And she never said that. Melody never said, I believe that Destiny might sleep in Martel. No, go back. Start from the beginning, Tisha. When Melody laughed at Kimmy because Kimmy said that Destiny felt like Sunny broke girl code. Because Destiny and girl code do not belong in that same sentence. But Kimmy said, but I didn't say she slept with your man. And Melody said, I don't know what Destiny does because I'm not her friend. And I'm going to put nothing past people. That could have been a general statement of what she's dealt with Destiny. It is not far-fetched, though, for us to believe that there might have been something going on between Destiny and Martel because the way that Destiny still capes for Martel, it could be given that. But that's not what she said, though, Tisha. So why are you trying to put words in Melody's mouth? And why are you trying to keep Destiny and Mel at odds? Why? What's your point in that? Okay? There's no point. Please don't do that. Kimmy wants to be the one to bring Melody and Destiny back together so that can be cordial. We don't have to be friends. We can still have fun and hang out with each other. And I find it laughable that Tisha's saying she could be cordial with other people, but yet you're not trying to be cordial with Mel by insinuating the mess you create in your confessional and keeping her at odds with Destiny. And you wasn't even cordial with your own cousin when she came over and saying hi to you. You brushed her off and ignored her. So miss me with that. And then we get to your situation with Sunny. Stormy. Y'all not on the same page. All Tisha wants is an apology for calling her husband a bitch, even though she did it to you before, but yet she still called your husband a bitch. But hey, you never checked her the way you're supposed to, Tisha. And I don't believe that Stormy respects you. I think she laughs at you. But we all know Stormy is trying to keep herself in good standings with other people. Among Tisha saying that she's not going to start it, she's going to finish it, Kimmy was in the background saying, sometimes you start it. I wish Kimmy would have explained a bit more as to when at times Tisha starts problems with the people, because then it would have explained why everything is not always the other person. Tisha needs to set the accountability and responsibility when she starts shit too. But I believe that Kimmy is not trying to go back and forth with Tisha in this sense, but it's still being fake as hell. Come on, Kimmy. You want to be communicative and open eyes with other things. Be open and honest with the fact that Tisha do be starting shit. Don't do that. Don't be fake, please. Other than that, yeah, you saying as long as you don't be passive aggressive or take jabs, and I'm not gonna take jabs, and it's gonna be a lie because I'm not gonna start it, but I'm gonna finish it, and it's like blah blah blah, Tisha, you're not gonna do nothing. And Destiny, same thing with you, how you're trying to not have a conversation with Mel, not have a conversation with Sonny, blah, blah, blah. Then what's the point of you being here? You have to learn how to mingle and be cordial with other people, but you need to take accountability and responsibility for your part in it, what you don't do. You don't know how to have civilized conversations without being aggressive, being passive aggressive, being condescending. Same with Tisha, being passive aggressive, not taking accountability, and not accepting responsibility. So y'all can miss me with that. Y'all not victims. Moving on from there. So we get to Martel. The Elf King meets up with Nell, and he feels like anytime I meet up with Nell, it's like going to the principal's office. So Nell wants to have a conversation about his arrest, right? She had a conversation with Melody. She did not like that he was arrested. Nell, you losing me again. You're going to have to get over this. The arrest, this whole plight of a black woman fighting for her black sons, girl, miss me. And here go Martel milking it. Man, yeah, that's crazy, right? But Nell finds more information that is alarming and that resulted in your arrest. That was warranted. So finding out you were threatening to put out a revenge porn against her. He makes that stupid ass face about, are you serious? Did she tell you that? That's what you did. Okay? This whole, all I did was send them a message along with a picture, but you're still not giving context of what the picture was, which we all know what it was. So he's like, no, I didn't say that. I heard that they were going to put it out. They were going to put it out. Who the fuck is they? You and Ariane? You and Coleslaw? You are they are you. So you can miss me with that. Why are you trying to make it seem as if there was someone else coming up with this plan on their own when it was you? You've already admitted it. Ariane has admitted it. Get out of my face with this. Please. Okay? Stop. So then he shows Nell his phone. She reads the message. And he said, all I did was send her this in August of 2022. And here I am in 2024 getting arrested. Yeah, because you were evading your arrest at that point. And there were more evidence attached against that caused a warrant to be issued. So get out of here with that. So what he does is trying to absolve it, trying to dismiss it. That all I did was send this. I did not send her this when you've already admitted it before. You've already heard it. You've admitted it. We know this isn't something you just go to jail for. Like, this is so dumb. Listen to this fool lie on purpose. Lie without fail. It is like, y'all know he lying. Y'all know he lying. Now, Nell didn't like that you did this right here. You want to say when Mel do something, then you do something. It's a tit for tat. Trust. There have been tit for tat. But Mel has not gone below the belt the way that Martel has. That's what he does wrong. But then he wanted to stop you and not put him in that same tit for tat category, but say, no, it's Mel. She do something, and then I do something. No. Because at the end of the day, Mel don't do nothing to you. She does not bother you. But the way she retaliates is what you cannot handle. But at the end of the day, this is what you want anyway. I have never seen a man who's been divorced and still wants the attention from his ex-wife. Ain't you supposed to be moving on? Move on. Go get with the bedouin. She is waiting for you, been waiting for you, and yet you still don't want to make an honest woman out of her because she's not who you want to be with at all. We all know he wants Mel, but he's not going to change. Mel is never going to take him back. But at the end of the day, he's in his own spiral. Like, he is spiraling out of control off of his own accord, off of his own decisions, and he's blaming everyone else except for himself. And you talking about you stop posting on social media, you stop doing this, you stop doing that. No, you still do. You still have lives here and there. And as far as Nell trying to appease to you by saying y'all have children, 4 beautiful children. Well, one of the 4 you didn't want to claim. And he's like, yes, we do. But yet at the same point in time, you're still not giving Mel the ability to post her own children. Miss Van has to post her children. There'll be fan pages of Mel and her children because she does not have the permission to post her children because you blocked her from doing that. So Nell is trying to let him know, I am coming from a place of being a mom. I have children, and children grow up. And when they grow up, they see how everything had transpired between you and Mel. 9 times out of 10, they're going to go on the mother's side. It don't have to take them to get older, Nell. They've already seen it. Tank has already seen it. Mariah's already seen it. They have already seen the disrespect that Martel has treated Mel. They've seen it already. So now Nell is trying to use her situation with her stepdaughter based off of the interview she did with Giving the Real Tea and how Lexi was explaining her position and her feelings about how Nell came in her parents' marriage. And like, I'm getting the backlash of how everything transpired. I'm at fault. I'm dealing with a 30-year buildup and I'm getting the backlash from it. And I haven't done nothing to create it. I haven't done nothing to put my part in it. I haven't done nothing. And here go Martel being slick, being disrespectful by saying, you ain't do nothing. No, you haven't done nothing at all. I haven't done nothing. So then he ends up saying Ariana's name. So you were never in Ariana, but they blocked her name and put a barking sound. Just how the same way they did with Kiki with this whole threesome thing with Martel and Tisha's ex-makeup artist, all of these different animal sounds to not say the names when everyone knew the names. So right now, we know who Ariana's name is, but they're still trying to block her name from being mentioned on the show like Martel is trying to do. He's trying to have her appear on the show. He's trying to get her involved in the show. That's never going to happen. So it's so funny how you're trying to attach Nell being in the same situation that you did with Ariane by saying she was an Ariane, but yet on Tasha K, you wanted to defend that Ariane was never a side chick, she was your woman, but yet she still isn't someone you want to have a relationship with. Make that make sense. It's crazy. Why are you wanting to always attach that your situation is just like everyone else's? No. Like Nell said, I was never an Ariane. Blocked her name again with a barking sound. Like, being so fucking disrespectful. These are people who you're supposed to be friends with. And these are the people you want to be on your side, but yeah, you think you can talk to them like this? Hell no. So in the before the confessional, Nell said, when I found out that Chris was married, he was separated on paper, but I left. I stopped messing around with him. Obviously, it didn't last long, Nell. Whether or not he was separated, getting divorce papers all lined up, you did not leave him for long because you ended up marrying him anyway. Been together for over 30 years. It does not matter. You don't have to you don't have to defend your claim that you stopped messing with him, been messing with him. It does not matter. It's years ago at this point. And in the confessional, I wish you would have said this to him instead of in the confessional, that I'm not Chris's mistress. I am his wife, have been his wife for the last 30 years. You had a mistress that ruins your relationship with, that you think of it as a game, you try to play with it, and it's not cool. Stop treating everything like it's a game. So don't come at me trying to make it seem as if my situation with my husband is a game like you trying to treat yours so you can miss me. Like, you can miss me. So other than that, moving on from there, trying to check his ass about, don't do that. That's not cool. She says, I'm having a birthday party and I'm not going to invite you. I invited Mel. I already know she does not want to be around you. I'm going to respect her feelings and not invite you. So right now he's like, okay, cool. So in the confessional, he's talking all this shit about, I don't want to go to no 60-year-old birthday party. I don't want to go. Why would I want to go to that bullshit? Oh, you feeling bad. Your feelings is hurt, ain't they? Like, get the fuck out of here, Martel. You know you wanted to go. Because here he goes again by saying, it's already evident Nell has taken Melody's side like a fucking child. Grow up, Martel. Ain't about taking sides. It's about knowing what you did was wrong. And I'm not going to invite you to my shit if you're going to be a fucking fool. I'm not going to do that. And then, Mel's side, are you for real? You acted the same way when Nell wanted to be neutral and had an honest conversation with you about how her and Chris have never chosen sides when you and Mel decided to separate. And we want to support both of you. But you got mad when Nell decided to say, I'm going to her name changing ceremony. You was talking so much shit about that. So much shit. And it's like, are you for real? This is bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Moving on. I ain't got time for this shit. Ugh. Oh God. Okay. We got Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Marceau and Maurice. They're at Black, right? They're having a get together with Moses to be messy, get his side of the situation because they ain't got nothing going on. They want to attach themselves to the hot new story, like I said earlier. Pretty much talking about how fast Moses moved on from Destiny and got married to Sonny. It's crazy, it's crazy. But Marceau gave us some background that he met Moses through Destiny. They triple dated with Stormy and Courtney, him and Tisha, Destiny and Moses. And Moses is in the trucking business. So they've exchanged numbers, exchanged advice, and they talk to each other from time to time. So now in this moment, they want to holler at Moses to see what's going on. Like I said, they're being messy, trying to get the scoop of things. You know, especially Maurice. Maurice was super messy in this scene, asking all types of questions. Like, how did they do? Like, that was so fast. I cannot believe how fast they moved. Da, 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 da. So when Moses came in, he's like, so you plan to move out to Huntsville? Because they go back and forth. And so when did you break up with Destiny? And he's like, listen, I know there are things that I should have been clear about when it came down to not being with Destiny anymore. And then Maurice tried to use his situation about how he left his home a year before he filed divorce papers. And in that time of filing divorce papers, he met Kimmy. So that's how the whole rumors about how Kimmy came in when Maurice was still married, and how rumors came in, and you know, Kimmy getting the backlash of her being a side chick, and how Maurice is telling Moses, make sure you shut this down before it grows legs. And it is so funny to hear that Maurice is now telling someone, don't allow this to grow legs, otherwise it's going to get worse. Do you know how long it took you to not say Kimmy was a side chick, Maurice? You allowed for Martel to say it, Tisha say it, Marceau say it. Even though Kyle cleared up what she said, you still did not you still didn't show up and defended Kimmy the way you supposed to. Like, excuse me, you trying to give advice on how to get ahead on things, to not let it grow legs. It's hilarious coming from you. Because even at that point, you still have not held yourself accountable and fully apologize to Kimmy of how you've acted when she was going through her cancer. That whole cancer hunter thing, that's based off of your actions, of what you've shown. Moses, he ain't thinking about that. He's like, listen, we love each other. We know what comes with it. They can judge us, but they're not going to change what we have. He don't care. And I think Marceau is like, you do know how the conversation can be, you know, especially when marriage is being talked about. And Marceau said, I've never seen so many people in the comments talk major shit about someone else's marriage, which is funny coming from you because you talk major shit about other people's marriages too, Marceau. The way you talked about Tiffany and Louis' marriage, I didn't like that. And how in the beginning of the show starting, you and Tisha had multiple conversations about Martel and Melody's marriage. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. But then he ends up saying, which is news to us, that Marceau said he almost lost his marriage. Huh? Now, he doesn't go into context of how he lost his marriage, but I believe he's still trying to attach the comment section, attach the millimeters being the cause of him and Tisha almost losing their marriage. I mean, yes, Tisha was all over the comment section when they first appeared on the show, even though it caused her to go into depression, and you don't ever go to the comment section, but y'all read the comments as well. But Marceau, you feed into the comments. You go back and forth in the comment section because you never gave Tisha the reassurance that no matter what they say, they don't know you. They don't know us. They don't know what we have. That's what you did not do. So the fact that you're trying to blame that it's the comment section that's at fault for your marriage almost ending, but yet it still doesn't give us a full understanding of what else happened in your marriage, is funny. So you can miss me with that. And now he's saying he's an expert on this. You ain't an expert on nothing. Moses and Sonny, they don't care. They fine. They cool. Okay? So Maurice wants Moses to have a conversation with Destiny to get her blessing out of it. What the fuck is she going to do? What blessing did Destiny need to give to Moses and move on with Sonny? They've already moved on. Destiny's blessing of just no consequences. What power does she have to say it's cool with me? It doesn't matter if it's cool with her. They're not doing it because of her. They're doing it because of them. They fell in love with each other. It doesn't matter what Destiny might have said. The fuck? I was with Marceau. He said it doesn't matter. What's the point of her saying I'm cool with it? It doesn't matter. That's probably the only thing I'm cool with Marceau saying. Also, I forgot. because the way that the way that Moses and Sonny moved on so fast, Maurice couldn't get it. Marcel said, listen, I dated Tisha a whole month before we got married. I dated Tisha a whole month and I proposed to her. Because once you know, you know. You don't need to eat a whole gallon of ice cream to know that you like it. And I'm like, you know what, Marcel, I might give you that. There might be something there. But Moses is receiving the criticism. But he's like, I don't believe I owe Destiny anything. I don't owe her a conversation, but I'll have one. And Marceau says that Moses just reminds him of how stubborn Martel is and how Martel doesn't know what he has until he loses it. So I guess that's why he's trying to give Moses all this advice. But it's like coming from you two, y'all don't know how to take advice that's given to y'all. Because it's so funny, Marceau. You like to give other people advice. You like to tell them what they need to do. But when it's reversed back to you, you act like you don't need to hear it. Because you think you know everything. Then Maurice wants to ask how old Moses was. He said he's 41. And then Maurice said he gets it. Why? Because he's getting older? I don't get it. And they were being very nosy and messy in this scene because they're like, okay, so you guys want a family? Is that what it is? Because I feel like since you guys got married at such a fast pace, so obviously y'all looking at y'all age, y'all want to have kids. He said, yeah, she might be pregnant now. He's like, what? Yeah, any day now. So is she pregnant? No, they went through the IVF route. They're like, what? Yeah, they're doing IVF. So Marceau wanted to ask him when they get married. December 19th. And they went into the IVF process right after that. So it's been a conversation from the beginning that they want to have a family and they're not going to stop. They're not going to pause. I mean, we know that there was no engagement. They didn't have an engagement. They got married, right? Within the last 6 months of knowing each other. But hey, it is what it is. Folks do what they want to do. But it was just so crazy seeing how messy and nosy everyone was in this scene, especially Maurice. He was so freaking nosy. This next scene should not have been in this scene because it was so freaking boring. It was with Stormy and Courtney, Trisha, and Ken. They meet at the gym. Stormy has aspirations of competing in a fitness competition because she's losing all this weight. That's new. Finding out that Ken was in the army or some type of service. When he came back from a tour in Afghanistan, he decided to go get his trucking license. And he's been in trucking the business ever since. Cool. What else? Trisha, she has a hard time with believing when good things are about to happen because she's been let down so many levels. She lost her parents 6 months apart, and then she lost her sister, and she's just been in a dark place. And then she realizing while being in a dark place, the people who she thought was in her corner wasn't in her corner, especially her husband. He wasn't there when she thought he would be. And did not realize you don't know a person even if you've been with them for a long time and they show you their real self. And she don't talk about her feelings. She has a hard time communicating. Ken is talking to Courtney about it was rough with Trisha in the beginning because she was so angry about everything. But Kenneth still cares about Trisha. He wants to be there for her. He wants to marry her, knowing she's a firecracker. Her sisters are all the same. But like I said, it's a repeat. This is all a repeat of what happened the first episode, introducing Trisha and Ken. How she has issues, she don't communicate, and hearing how patient Kenneth was in the beginning of their relationship and why he hung out with her for so long, it's like, damn, he's giving me hope, okay? Now, the one thing I did take away from this scene was Trisha is still married. She's talking to Stormy about moving forward with Ken because Stormy asked her, is there a wedding bell? She said yes, but there's still some issue with my ex. There hasn't been any signed papers. So I'm like, oh, so my answer from last episode has been revealed. You're not fully divorced and you're in a 2-year relationship with Kenneth talking about getting married and you're still a legally married woman. Wow. Interesting. But then, hold up. Let's not stop there. She ended up telling Kenneth 5 months in their relationship that she was still legally married, but Kenneth wasn't going to judge her because he was still dealing with his ex and still living with his ex at the time he got with Trish. So in my mind, I'm like, so y'all just became each other's anchor to lift each other up while I was getting out of these situations. But how long are you going to be in? Because if she's been married the entire time y'all been together and yet she still has not signed papers, what's the problem? What's the holdup? Is it the ex? Is the ex the one holding on to it? What's his deal in all of this? Because that's crazy. So Stormy is about to drop her new body glades because she's doing the TikTok live. And I'm gonna buy the body drops. And she wants Trisha to be a model. So boom, bam, pow, done. Martel and Chris. Y'all, this scene annoyed me to no end. But let's get through the unpleasantries first. So Martel is showing his investment property to Chris. And it's a nice house. He wants to ask Chris if there's anyone in the area looking to buy, lease, rent, because he needs some change. He's broke. But he said, yeah, I got somebody lined up. But the majority of this conversation was to check Martel about insinuating that Nell was a side chick when Chris was married. He didn't like it. Nell didn't like it. So he said, my wife is owed an apology. She was never a side chick. Martel want to laugh, stutter, get nervous because he doesn't like that he getting checked for what he said. And he's like, so you weren't married when you met with Nell? Yes, I was married. I was legally separated on paper. Yes, but that does not have any consequences of what you're trying to create with my wife. Stop saying that. My wife was never a side chick. He's laughing. I mean, she ain't now. Chris was like, she never was, mother effer. Like, Chris was not playing with Martel. Because you don't play with people like that. You don't play. This is the thing. Martel, you think it's funny. You think it's a game. And these are the people who you say are your friends. But you're treating them like shit. This is the repercussion they have to deal with being friends with you. If they don't agree with what you're saying, if they don't go along with your bullshit, you want to expose them? Man, it's crazy. Your friendship comes with blackmail, comes with IOUs. You don't know how to be a real friend to anybody because you look for someone always on your side, and that's not cool. That's not cool at all, okay? And then asking the question, so what is a side chick? What you had? You had a whole mistress and a whole affair while you were still married. Still presenting yourself to be this perfect dad, perfect husband. That's not Chris and Nell. Stop trying to attach your situation with other people. Their situation is not like yours. Stop doing that. Like, please move on, Martel. I told y'all, he is still stuck in that time frame of he thought he can get back together with Mel. And right now, it's been how many years since the divorce? And this man is still acting like he has to defend his case. He's still acting like what he does isn't wrong. So, more than that, we get to the information Nell found out about why he was arrested for Melody. Nell told Chris, which was more information that Martel didn't tell Chris before. Because all he wanted to tell them was, all I did was send a message. That's all I did. But apparently you sent a picture, a screenshot of a video. And he's all stuttering, looking nervous, saying, no, I didn't do that. No. I heard they say they got a video. I heard they say they were going to put it out. Who the fuck is they? I go back. They is them is you. And this is the thing. When it came out with putting it out, or it was gonna come out, or threatening to come out, we're talking about you were willing to put out a video of Mel in an intimate setting with you, but wanted to disguise it as she's doing things with another man. We're discussing the plot of what you were trying to put out, because that's still wrong. And you were about to do it. Sending her a threatening message along with the video, a picture of the video, is still wrong. That's still revenge P. So Chris is asking all the right questions. He's avoiding answering them because he's like, so what did you attach the message with? Because you can't just get arrested by just sending a message. What else did you do? So it annoys me that knowing that he just sent the message and he sent the video, the picture of the video, why is he still going off with, what did Mel say? What did Mel say? Bruh, I'm asking you. Chris is saying, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. What was in the picture? What was it? So just issuing a warrant out of nothing. No probable cause, right? So he throws coleslaw out there and said she saw the picture. He said her name again, but they covered it with the barking sound. And saying that she saw it, he deleted immediately. Really? How did she get your phone? How did the picture or the video suddenly appear on your phone? You took it from her and immediately deleted it. Right then and there, that lets me know he's trying to paint it out as if it was all Ariane. It was all her. She went through my phone, took it, said she gonna do it, said she gonna do this, so it can absolve him from having no involvement, knowing good and goddamn well she's already explained to the bloggers that you wanted her to do it, and she was afraid you weren't gonna fuck with her anymore if she didn't do it. Hello, Carson Blue was on the phone with her with this. Carson Blue said everything. Like, oh, I cannot. Like, and then this is all about what Mel has done to him. So Chris was like, Mel has done all of this to you, and you have done nothing. This is all Mel's fault. This is all Mel's doing. You've done nothing. Are you for real? Who do you think? We are not Boo Boo the Fool, Martel. So it's like, oh, be a fucking man. You are a child. I cannot. It's like talking to a brick wall. Can't get nothing to that thick ass head of his. Because Chris was like, come on now, you do nothing. She just comes up with these charges and this warrant for nothing. You don't say nothing, you don't do nothing. So he's like, okay, well, what did Mel say? What did Mel say? It's always about being concerned with what Mel said. So Chris was like, what's the resolution? How can we resolve this? Because someone needs to just stop. And it's right. Y'all need to just stop. Actually, no, not y'all. Martel needs to just stop. Stop. Like, oh, God, I cannot. So he said, do you think you owe Mel an apology? He said, I don't know. Did you ask her that? We all know that throughout this time, Martel cannot communicate with Mel directly. And since he was convicted, he really can't contact with her now. He can't say nothing to her at all. But it is so annoying dealing with this fool. Just constantly lying. Knowing we're seeing him lying to our faces. They know he's lying. He's lying. He's always stuttering, looking around, looking nervous, acting fidgety, knowing that he's lying. Ugh. Oh, moving on. We ended off with Destiny and Moses. The conversation we don't care that they're having, but Destiny needs a check. So she's coming in looking like she's that girl. She got her form-fitting dress on, boobs out, makeup done, hair done, acting like she's a rich bitch. I told y'all in the beginning, Destiny wanted to showcase she's that girl. She got it like that, wearing these labels, obvious labels to showcase she got money. So she walking in with these leather trench coat, leather gloves. She had this Fendi wrap. I don't know what kind of wrap it was, a hair wrap or something, but it was obviously a Fendi wrap that she wanted to be promoted on camera. The way that Mose looked at her, he's like, all right, I see you. I seen you. And this is pretty much Destiny trying to showcase this is what you don't want to be with anymore. I'm trying to show you what you could have had. But hey, at the end of the day, it's of no consequence. So Moses felt like he did not want to have this conversation at all because he does not owe Destiny anything. But hearing from the guys, he said, okay, I can let her know where I was wrong in this relationship. So she's like, okay, hi. How you doing? It's funny how you chose to have this conversation. Yeah, in front of the cameras because you need a storyline, Destiny. Don't act brand new. Don't act funny. This is all you've been talking about. So now that you have this moment, don't act as if this is something of an inconvenience for you. You were doing so well. You didn't need this. You can miss me. So he's telling him he was acting immature of how he handled things. And he's telling her the way you want to believe me and Sonny got together under your nose is not what it was, whether you want to believe it or not. So really trying to play it off as she a victim. And how when both Moses and Sonny met, it was on an innocent level. It was not under the circumstances of being hurtful or spiteful towards her. And I believe that when it came down to hearing how the best interest for Destiny, I believe that was when Sonny wanted to let you know how they were getting serious. And since you were in the public eye, it was going to be announced one way or the other. So maybe that's where the best interest came from, because she said, how can two people have the best interest but still try to hurt me? And he said, listen, we didn't do nothing to you. Okay? And I don't know what else you wanted from this, Destiny. When they wanted to let you know, well, Sonny wanted to let you know that. And that's where Moses is messed up at. He did not completely break things off with you in a clear way without leading you on. Because like he said, I am wrong for not communicating with you earlier about how we should just be friends. And yes, he did not tell her at the right time. He didn't do it. I don't believe it was meant to be spiteful and hurtful. I think it was probably just the way their relationship have been. They have these kind of on and off situations where it doesn't mean much until it actually happens. But then he said, when you weren't showing up to be the woman I wanted you to be, when you didn't show up in my birthday in St. Louis, he was like, you know what, since you're not showing up the way I wanted you to show up as my girlfriend, then we should just be friends. And he felt like that's something he should have been clear about and shut down. So she was like, oh, so since you didn't step up to be the man I wanted you to be, I was supposed to woo you and court you like you was my girlfriend. It didn't sit well with me when she says that, because I feel like Destiny doesn't show reciprocity in relationships and friendships. It gives off entitlement. It gives off she's supposed to automatically be given things, and the way her responses are and the way her movements are, her behaviors, her characteristics, it's supposed to just be for what it is. Like, it's an automatic knowing. She wants to be with you, but she doesn't have to show you. And I'm a firm believer in relationships. You're supposed to show your partner that you want to be around them. You want to give them attention. I know that Moses might be self-centered, all about him, but if he can believe that throughout the time that Destiny and him were trying to come together and be more, and maybe she wasn't showing up more for him, maybe he was like, this probably wasn't gonna ever be the right time for us to be in a relationship than we are as friends. Maybe because Destiny requires too much. I feel like it's needy for me. So I believe that, yeah, Destiny requires a lot for people to do for her, but I don't see her reciprocating that. Just like how I said it earlier when she says Tisha and Kimmy are her girls, but I'm like, can they say the same about you? Can people come up and say you give as much as you take? That's all I'm thinking of. He said, no, I never said that, but okay, go off. So when did him and Sonny meet? July. He got a number in July, started talking to her in August. She wanted to add, you sent me money in August. What does that have to do with him being with Sonny? What's the context of that? That's what Destiny likes to do. She likes to throw things out and not give context and leave it to the imagination that so you and Moses were still in communication with one another about this entire time, and he did not let you know at all. He didn't say them at all, and he sent you money. Why did he send you money? What was the purpose of sending you money? It could be hush money. What did he send you money for? Like, I don't really get that. But other than that, it's just kind of like, sure. Okay, because she's like, you were sending me I love you messages and I miss you, and you loved me all the way until August. So that's where it leads to the imagination. Are you saying that you and Moses were still sexually active, still dealing with each other sexually wise throughout that time of y'all breakup, or was it just simple pop-ups here and there? Nothing serious, nothing to mean? Because you say you chose me. You sent the message in him in August of saying you chose you. Was that before or after he sent you money? And did you ask for it just to give off a send-off gift? Because that's what I want to understand. And if all y'all agree that it was 5 months after you broke up, so it was April, so why are you saying until August? But either way, fine, do what you want to do. And he said, okay, believe what you want to believe. And then she said, don't play with me. I'm that girl. I'm that him. Because she's like, you see all the messages? You know this is going to be seen, right? Pull them up. That's what Moses said. Pull them up. So either Destiny did not want to be called to task of her being authentic and having the receipt she says she has, or she wanted to go back and forth with Moses, because they have this type of back and forth banter where this is where the sexual chemistry is coming in. Y'all have this type of back and forth banter where it's like really intoxicating. And she said, at the end of the day, don't play with me. And he said, don't play with me. And at the end, it's going to be a to be continued. So it's like, what else? What else? This is probably where we're going to get to the baby they're supposed to have in the end. But it's like, Destiny, while I don't see this being something I have sympathy for you, hey, Moses said he was wrong with the way he handled things. But at the end of the day, okay, you can't drag it out. There's nothing to drag out anymore. Moses and Sonny are married. They're moving forward. They're about to start a family. And you want to sit here and be bitter for what you wish you would have had, then that's not his problem nor her problem. Like, I don't see how I can have a conversation with a man that's married about where we are in our relationship, or where we weren't closed off, or the closure. I don't see no point. It's nothing to talk about. It's over and done with. But y'all, man, I'm sorry. I hope this video wasn't too long. Oh, it was just too much. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm seeing you guys later. Bye.